Peace, my friends. Welcome to practice. I'm happy you're here. It's going to be a vinyasa practice, strength building, but also we'll tune into the rhythm of movement and breath and just let that create a good energy for all of us. So let's get started. Downward facing dog. Also, if you want to set up your space in any way, use some music, put some music in the background. All right, get yourself a tea or water. If you have any props you like to use, get those. I'm using no props today, so no props needed, but you can always use some yoga blocks or anything like that. Just continue to warm into the down dog, shift the weight around, bend the knees, explore. From here, go ahead and tiptoe the feet to the top of the mat, forward fold. Feel the length slowly coming into the backs of the legs. Relax down. Maybe you take an early gorilla pose, Padahastasana, by sliding palms under wrists. Exhale here. Chair pose. If you have any bind in your arms or hands, release those. Sink into your hips, lift the arms up. Press down through your feet, rise to stand. Inhale. Bring hands to heart. Exhale. Hands up. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. Lengthen the spine. Place the hands down, step back to plank. From plank, lower through chaturanga. Pull through to upward facing dog. Big breath in. Downward facing dog, breath out. Take a full inhale. Exhale out. Look forward. Walk the feet to the hands. Top of the mat fold. Chair pose. Bend your knees, lift your arms. Inhale. Exhale, stand and bring your hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up, open through the heart. Exhale, forward fold with softness in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, really lengthen. Imagine spine could become parallel to the ground. Place your hands down, step back to plank. From plank, lower through chaturanga. You can always drop knees for control. Then pull through to up dog. And I say pull through because we're pulling the hips forward, which helps lengthen through the low back. Take an inhale. Down dog, exhale. Full breath in. Breath out. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, come to the top of your mat. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sink lower. Inhale here. Exhale, stand and bring your hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up, grow taller. Exhale, forward fold to the earth. Inhale for halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, plant the palms down, plank pose, step back. From plank, control your lower to chaturanga. Pull through to upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, into down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. From down dog, right leg to the sky, 3-limb down dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Find your flip dog if you want. All right. Flip dog, I'd say go for it if you feel ready for it. If not, then just stay in the 3-limb dog. And then if you're in flip dog, we're all going to step to the top of the mat for crescent lunge. But what we'll do if you're in flip dog is try to stay on just your left hand and use control to pull the right knee into the chest and then step through. And then we're coming to a high crescent lunge. So we'll turn forward, both hands to the sky. We're sinking low into the crescent lunge, but we're also finding a sensation of lifting away off of the grounds. These dual energies find awareness and strength. Pull the hands to heart, warrior 3. Balance, lean out. Rise up to stand. As you rise up to stand, bring your left hand to your left foot and extend your leg, or keep the knee bent maybe. All right, so you can be here, or you can be here. Dancer's pose. Open and expand. From here, release your foot, chair pose. Find stability. From chair pose, stay or take a crow pose. Bring your hands to the ground, lift your knees onto your triceps, and then float up into your Bakasana, crow pose. From crow pose, forward fold. Drop your feet and let's all meet in fold. If you took the chair pose instead of the crow, we all meet in fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, plank to chaturanga. And then we're just moving through our flow to eventually guide us back to down dog. All right, from down dog, left leg up, 3-limb dog. Bend the knee, open the hip, and then stay there or mindfully shift into a wild thing. And then again, the journey is left foot top of the mat. So you can totally bring your left hand down or keep your left hand floating. Extend your right foot a little further back. Stability, step, high crescent lunge. Both arms up. Again, strength and ease. We sink low, but then we lift up. Warrior 3, hands to heart, lean out until you find yourself in balance. Rise to stand, pull your right knee in with you, right hand to outer edge of right foot, extend the leg. All right, keep the knee bent, no worries. Imagine knee into armpit. All right, just work with what you got. Dancer's pose, thread it back and then extend out. We meet ourselves where we are. We have compassion to whatever energy we're in. All right, release your foot down. Let's all meet in chair pose. From chair pose, inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground, crow pose. Arm balance for 3, 2, forward fold on 1. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, plank into chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. All right, same but different. Right leg up, 3-limb down dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Optional flip dog. Flip dog, just another variation of wild thing. So you can take wild thing too if you want. Pull the right knee through, step through, high crescent lunge. From high crescent lunge, bring your hands to heart center, lean out for warrior 3. This time from warrior 3, rise into a one-legged Tadasana or a stork, and then cross your left ankle over your right knee and sink into a figure 4 squatting position. From here, we'll stand up and take dancer. All right, it's a tough transition, but we're stringing these postures together just to see what is possible. Chair pose. Release your foot. Sink into it. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Optional crow pose. Or take chair or take Malasana squat for 3, 2. Forward fold on 1. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, and then the journey will meet us back in down dog. From down dog, left leg up. Bend your knee, open the hip, optional flip dog. Start to close it off. Left knee pulls into the chest, step through high crescent. Stay in your breath, warrior 3, shift forward. Stork pose or one-legged Tadasana, right knee in, cross it over, figure 4 squat. Rise back up, dancer's pose. Open, expand, try to keep both shoulders facing forward. It's easy to feel the right shoulder and right hip open. Try to close them back up, face forward. Chair pose, place right foot next to left. Crow pose, Bakasana. And you can do crow pose without floating the feet, right? Maybe you just come onto the tippy toes. Maybe you just come onto the big toes. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Place the hands down, step back, and then move through your flow. The journey takes us back to down dog eventually. And there's never any rush to get there. Try to squeeze the glutes and up dog and see what that does for the hip extension. Might feel nice. Right leg up, 3-limb down dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Optional flip dog. Very important to lower mindfully to flip dog if you are heading that way. All right, pull right knee into chest, step right foot forward, high crescent lunge, rise. Warrior 3, shift forward. Right into figure 4. Try to keep a crouch in your right knee this time. Instead of coming all the way up, stay low and see what becomes possible. Dancer's pose. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Crow pose, Bakasana. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Lower down. Up dog, Urdhva Mukha. Down dog, Adho Mukha. Left leg up. Flip dog or wild thing if you want. Right knee pulls into the chest so that right foot can step forward. And then we elevate into our high crescent. Shift forward, warrior 3. Figure 4, pull the right knee and cross the ankle. Dancer's pose, right hand, right foot. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Bakasana, crow pose. Simplify your energy. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Vinyasa. Meet me back in down dog. One more round. We have one more round through this sequence of postures. Right leg up, 3-limb dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Flip dog if you want. Right knee into the chest. Right foot steps. High crescent. Warrior 3. Your own pace of breath here. Figure 4. Left ankle pulls through and then crosses over. Dancer's pose. I like to keep a crouch in my right knee until I've found the bind and then blossom open. Chair pose. Crow pose. Forward fold. Forehead towards shins. Halfway lift. Place the hands down and flow from there. And then we just have one more side to go. Left leg up. Bend knee, open hip, optional flip of the dog. Close it off, left knee pulls in. Step left foot forward, high crescent. Warrior 3. We're breathing. Figure 4. Dancer, Natarajasana, dancing Shiva. Chair pose. Sink low. Crow pose. Bakasana. Last time in crow for the practice. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Place the hands down. Vinyasa. Feel the energy that we've been building. Pause in down dog for a moment. Right leg to the sky, 3-limb dog. Step right foot through and drop the left knee. Reach the hands up. Anjaneyasana, low crescent position. Open the heart. Lean back if you want. Option 2, find Kali Mudra, interlacing fingers except thumb and first finger. Use that to feel the energy lifting as you press the left shin down into the earth. Hands down, pull the hips back, pyramid variation. As you lift the knees and straighten the legs. From pyramid pose, bend into your right knee, shift forward, drop your left heel to the ground, rotate it down, and then shift to the back of the mat for Skandasana. From Skandasana, shift to the top of the mat, plant the left hand down, wild thing, right foot steps behind you, bridge the hips up. From wild thing, bring your right hand back to the ground, bring your right leg up, and then twist. Think right knee, left elbow, and then extend your right leg, fallen triangle. Open left hand to the sky, bridge the hips up. Slowly lower your hips to the ground toward your right wrist. So think right hip toward right wrist. And then fold in between your legs. Take a few slow breaths here. Slow down your spirit. We can find strength and ease in the same moment. This is what we call stira and sukha. We can find discipline and non-attachment in the same moment. This is what we call abhyasa and vairagya in the Sanskrit language. I don't know about y'all, but I'm just feeling blessed to be here today. You know, I got some music in my ears right now. We're doing some yoga. And, you know, I get to share this moment with y'all. I'm feeling good. I hope you're feeling good. And if you're not feeling good, then hopefully I can transmit a little bit of this energy through the screen to you right now. All right, so let's start to lift up. We're headed to 3-limb down dog. So we'll place right hand down, left hand down. We'll start to lift up. Right leg, 3-limb dog. And return to down dog. From down dog, roll into a plank position. From plank, come to the belly, all the way to your belly. And then rise up, locust pose. Float the arms behind you, optional bind of the fingertips, and then float the legs as well. This will strengthen our glutes, our hamstrings, our back muscles. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, let's rise up to plank. And then hips back to down dog. Left leg to the sky, 3-limb dog. Step left foot through for low crescent. So as we step through, drop the right knee down. Flip the top of the right foot to press, and then reach arms. Open through the heart. Find a back bend by shifting hips forward and then shoulders back a little bit. And the back bend can be very subtle. It can be very subtle, but it just means there's an extension of the spine, not a rounding of the spine. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, pyramid variation. If you had blocks, this is where blocks would be helpful. Breathe. You can always have a micro bend in your left knee. You can always shorten your stance. Shift forward, bend left knee. Rotate right heel down so that you can shift to the back of your mat for Skandasana. Come to the top of your space, plant the right hand on the ground, and then step the left foot behind you for Wild Thing. We're only here for a moment. Close it off, bring left hand down to the ground, and then twist left knee, right elbow rather. And then extend left leg out off the right edge of your mat. Open your right hand to the sky, open through your right shoulder. Then let's lower the hips toward your left wrist, turn, and fold. That's a tricky transition. Feel free to rewind if it made no sense to you. And also, if you didn't get it, no worries. Who's tripping? I'm not tripping. It's all love and positive vibes around here. And I say that not to be dismissive of hard times that anyone is going through individually or collectively as a world, as a society. I say that almost as a mantra. It's saying even when we are going through hard times, especially when we are going through hard times, that's when we tune into the energy that we have inside of us of peace, of compassion, of calmness. It might be harder to cultivate, but I believe as yogis, that is one job that we have. We have the responsibility of creating peace and compassion when stuff hits the fan. All right, so let's come back through center, both hands down to the ground. Eventually pick the left knee up and pull it up into 3-legged dog. Release down to down dog. From down dog, shift forward into plank. From plank, come down to the belly. Take another locust pose or take bow pose by bending your knees, bringing hands to outer edges of feet, and then expanding from there. Locust pose is the same thing we did last time on our bellies. We'll be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, Last 3, 2, on 1. Release, come right up to plank. And then back up to down dog. Give yourself 2 breaths in down dog to feel the strength here. Push the ground away, stay long through your torso. Look forward and take a little hop to the top of your mat. Find a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Loop the right arm back, loop the left arm back, dancer's pose. We did dancer in flow, but now let's isolate it. We've done it. It should feel relatively comfortable and available compared to those other rounds. So take a few breaths here. Embrace the wobbles as always. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's release on 1. Take some easy twists side to side. Don't think about it, just let the body rotate. And then of course, we have another side to do. So let's loop the right arm back, dancer's pose. Expand. This is your experience. Let it be your journey. We have time here. Full body position. Scan your body 1 limb at a time. We're here for 3, for 2. Release on 1. All right, shake it out if you want to. Just shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. All right, and then from the top of the mat, inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms for plank. From plank to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. As we get to our down dog, right leg to the sky, 3-limb dog. Step the right leg through for half pigeon. Take any other version of this pose if you want. Take a deer pose or a figure 4 on your back. Otherwise, in pigeon, sit up for a moment, lengthen through your spine. If you can, you could even reach your arms up to the sky. Puff up the chest a little bit. In full dancer, they would actually reach their arms up, bend their elbows, and catch their left foot behind their head. I'm not going to do that, but just letting you know the energy of this pose is reaching up, back bend your left knee, grab your foot. Maybe one day, right? For now, we're not tripping. We're just finding a good stretch. You can fold forward whenever you want. I'm going to sit up for another breath. And then take it into the fold. Let this be a deep stretch, a deep moment for you to tune in to yourself, to your spirit, to your internal depth. Slowly begin to lengthen your spine once again and sit up. As you sit up, plant the palms on the ground. 3-limb down dog. Stretch the right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip. Down dog so that we can transition to the second side. Left leg lifts. Left shin steps through. Half pigeon. If you want, spend several moments sitting up, finding length and space. Whenever you're ready, you can forward fold. As you know, we'll have time here. There's no rush. This is a gift to ourselves, and releasing out of the physical body often helps us release energetically. If I'm being honest, I really want this channel on YouTube to be a positive space in the internet. I can't help but notice that so much of the internet is a negative place, directly or indirectly. So much of the internet makes us feel worse about ourselves, and I think we all deserve to feel good about ourselves. We all deserve to feel beautiful. We all deserve to feel calm. We all deserve to feel peaceful. We all deserve to breathe. You have space here. Exhale. Let's start to lift up. Sit up for a second. Headed to 3-limbed down dog. Left leg lifts back up to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip, and then return to your dog pose. 2 or 3 breaths here, strong in your down dog. Roll into plank. From plank, lower to the belly. Locust or bow pose. One more prone back bend. Go ahead and rise up. I'm going to do half and half, locust and bow, because we're here floating off of the ground, creating strength and stability and equanimity and symmetry for 20, 19, 18. If you ever need a break, just come out, then come back in. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, integrate, you got this, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Child's pose. Rest your head down, stretch your arms out. Breathe fully. Dolphin pose, moment of reintegration. Forearms to the mat. Rise, dolphin pose. It's like down dog on your forearms. And then stay here, or walk your feet forward, or lift one leg then the other, or take hops into forearm balance. We'll have a few breaths here. If you start to feel like you're done with it, just come to a resting pose. But if you can hold it, hold it. Find your strength in the arms and the legs. Let's meet sitting on our shins. Vajrasana, seated on the shins. Sit up tall. Close the eyes. Find your center. Bring fingertips behind you. Bridge the hips up. Push the hips forward and up. Lean the head back only if it feels comfortable as you press down through your shins. Lower down. Bring the hands in front of you. Flying integration. So for this, we place the hands down. We lift the knees into the chest. Knees into collarbones. Keep the hips lower, creating like a little cannonball shape with the arms. Externally rotate the arms. Wrap your triceps back. Knees to collarbones. Hips down toward heels. Stretching the shoulder blades for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower to your mat. On. 1. Extend legs out in front of you. Boat pose, Navasana. Let's go from Navasana to Ardha Navasana. So high boat, low boat, high boat, low boat, high boat, low boat. Go at your own pace for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, last 10, last 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, on 1, lay down on your back. Supta Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees wide, diamond legs, arms overhead with your elbows bent. Close your eyes. Let's work into a twist. So stretch your body and then pull the right knee in. Guide your right leg across the body into a twist. I like to do this variation by straightening my right leg because it adds a really nice outer hamstrings and IT band stretch into the twist. Breathe. Let your right shoulder be heavy as the right arm reaches. Take up a lot of space. Let's switch. Come back through center. Left knee pulls in, left leg twists across the body. Left arm and left shoulder stay heavy. We breathe. Breathe fully into your left side rib cage, left side lung. Release, come through center, Savasana. If you'd like to take an inversion like happy baby, shoulder stand, headstand, plow pose, anything like that, take an inversion. Otherwise, let's rest in Savasana, coming into a completely neutral position, letting the arms open, palms face up, shoulders roll out. Feel your body sink into the surface beneath you. At the same time, there's a lightness. But it's not a lightness like your body's gonna float off the ground. It's a lightness as if you and the ground were both floating. Feel the breath moving and weaving its way through your body. Feel the oxygen giving you life. Feel the heartbeat reminding you that you're here. Savasana, let's do it together today. My friends, this is where I will leave you for today's practice. If you have the time and space, perhaps you stay in Savasana for another couple minutes. Maybe you take a seated meditation or go for a walk or do another class, or maybe you move on to the next part of your day. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Nothing but love and peace being transmitted from me to you. And I hope to see you soon. Until next time, keep it peaceful, keep it real. And I'll talk to you soon.